Hi, I'm Grateful Ted. Thanks for being here because you know what? I'm exceedingly grateful that you are. This week we're doing something I've always wanted to do but I've never done before. We're going up to Pine Mountain Observatory. Now supposedly it's open on Friday and Saturday, so that the observatory opens up and you can see through the telescopes. I'm not sure. As you can see, it says it's closed. So I don't know if it's closed because it's only, 11 o'clock on Friday morning and somebody's coming up later today or not. But either way, I brought Toyota up here, and Toyota and I are going to try to find a camping space up here. There is a campground. We're going to try to find a camping space up here, spend the night, and get some shots of the night sky, and we'll see how that turns out. So again, I'm glad you're here. If you find that you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And come on, let's go stargaze. Well, I was fortunate and able to find a campsite here. It's nice and cool right now. I think it's cooler up here than it's going to be down below. It was supposed to be 93 at the hottest part of the day down below. And my watch is saying it's only going to get up to 86 here. Currently it's 76, which feels really nice. "32-inch telescope, 24-inch telescope, 15-inch telescope." Although the telescope in this building doesn't quite work. There are two students there, as you can see, and they're getting data from the sun right now as I'm filming this, and they'll analyze it later. They're using a camera outside. This is the telescope that they're using to see the sun. So I was able to talk to an Oregon State guy, and there is going to be something going on here tonight. So we've got that going for us. He said as soon as the stars come out, they're going to have two of these big telescopes going. One of them can't go anymore at this point. There's likely to be people with small handheld telescopes out, maybe on tripods or something. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of that. Stick around. We've got some interesting things going on, I think. So right now, we're going to see if this really old guy holding the camera here can make it up to the top of that hill, because there's a cool little rock place up there, and you can see a lot of things. So let's Let's try to make it up there. What do you say? And on the way up here, there are, if I recall correctly, little places that tell you look right straight up and this is the planet you can see. I'm going to take it slow. Well, there used to be a plaque there. I see it's gone. That doesn't bode well. Whew. I don't know if you can see this, but guess what? I fell. Now I gotta spend a half an hour trying to get up. I think I can do it. If you're watching this video, I did it. I still have that to do. It's a lot harder in your mid-70s than it is when you're in your mid-60s. Okay, I made it. Let's see if I make it back up here for sunset, because that was my original intention. Well, I made it back down. It wasn't easy. And as I might have said a little earlier, I was thinking very strongly about going back up there to the top for the sunset and catching a time lapse of the sunset. I realized coming back here that going down that slope, so rocky with all that loose rock, in the dark, wasn't the best for me. So I decided not to do that. I'm back here at the camp. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to have dinner a little later on and then just hang until the telescopes open up tonight. And they told me that this is expected to be the clearest night of the summer so far. They're expecting quite a group to come up, a lot of people. And by a lot, they're saying there's probably going to be 10 to 15 people in line to look through each telescope, which I'm going to do. And I do know that at some point I'm going to get somewhere that's open and flat and safe for me. And I'm going to try to get a time lapse of the stars. So hang around. Now, if you've liked it this far, give it a thumbs up. You might consider subscribing. If you want to help support the channel or pay for any medical expenses I might get in filming this stuff, there's a little thank you button down below, and you can press that and help support the channel. In any case, hang tight. We've got the night. It's starting to get dark. The sun has set over this mountain back here. It's still out. I think we have another 20 minutes before it's fully set. What I was told by the professor was as soon as you can begin to see stars, they're going to open up the telescope. So I'm going to walk up there and let's see what's going on.
where the light reflects off and where it's positioned, it makes it look like similar to the moon in a crescent shape, but it's still
not
round.
an equilateral. The two legs are along
You guys have to see Venus?
center.
Yes.
We were just watching Venus through that telescope right there. It doesn't work to try to take photos or video if you're not attached to the telescope, and you know they're not letting the cameras get attached to the telescope, so it's okay, but we're still gonna have fun tonight.
I hear people come up to want to see the meteor shower, but a lot of people don't realize it's not at its best until well after midnight. So you're not going to see as many of them at 10, 11 o'clock as you will 1, 2, 3 in the morning if you stay up there.
You know, when you do these videos, it doesn't always go like you hoped it would or like you planned it out. Yeah, go right ahead. That's all right. We're just filming here. It's the Oregon Country Fair. Best laid plans of mice and men, right? I really wanted to get you the sunset in a time lapse, but with my age and lack of balance, I just felt it wasn't safe enough coming down after dark off that steep hill. Also, I really wanted to get you a time lapse of the night sky, the stars and everything. And I've used time lapse on my camera before. It also has a night lapse, and I'd never used it. And I tried using it and I couldn't get it to work right. I got a couple of 3 photographs, but I didn't get a time lapse. And I apologize for that. I really do recommend you coming out here. You go about, I think it's 38 miles east of Bend on US Highway 20. At the old Milliken store, you turn south onto the Washboard Road, and then your map app may tell you that it's 5 miles to the observatory, but that's not really right. It's more like 8 miles because the road goes around rather than up. It goes around and you come in behind the observatory. So there is that. Be aware of that. I really appreciate it that you've made it this far. If you have, give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've been to an observatory before, please let us know down in the comments. I'd like to see what your thoughts are on observatories. Also, you might consider subscribing. And there's a little thanks icon down below if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, buy me a cup of coffee, or help pay for my medical expenses. I'm doing these, as I mentioned before. Something different's happening next week, and I hope you'll stick around and come back for that. Until then, we'll see you next week.